Hello GTT design and modeling students. Today I'd like to show you how to create the wedge, which offers a couple new features that we haven't discussed in class yet. So the first thing you need to do is create a new part. Once the screen opens up, you're ready to go, and you are going to start a new 2D sketch. And remember, when we select a sketch plane, we always choose the XY plane. Now we're in our drawing surface. The first thing I want to draw today is a rectangle. I prefer to go with the 2-point center rectangle option. I'm going to start right on the 0, 0 coordinates, and I'm going to just draw a rectangle. Next, I'm going to dimension the rectangle. By clicking the dimension tool and the top line, I can dimension the length of my rectangle, and I want it to be 3 inches long. If you need to zoom out a little bit, you can click on your front view and bring the rectangle back into view. I'm now going to dimension the height of the rectangle by clicking on the right hand side of it and making the height of the rectangle 1 inch. Finally, I'm going to finish my sketch by clicking the green check mark. I can change the view to an isometric view by clicking the small house in the upper right corner here. Next, I'd like to extrude the rectangle 1 inch to give it some depth. Great. Now I want to add a feature to the front of the rectangle to make the wedge. So I'm going to create a new sketch. And I'm going to place my sketch on the front side of the rectangle. What I'm going to draw here is a line by selecting the line tool. The line is going to run from the top of the rectangle to the right hand side of the rectangle. When I hover over the top of the rectangle, the line will turn black. So I'm going to click when that happens, and then I'm going to go over to the right hand side of the triangle and make sure that the side of my box is black, and it is. And I'm going to click again. The next thing I need to do is dimension my line. I'm going to click on Dimension tool, and I'm going to make sure I click on the point where the line intersects the top of my rectangle, which is right here. I'm then going to click on the left hand side of the rectangle, and I'm going to dimension this to 0.5 inches. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to click on my wheel mouse to use the grab tool, and I'm going to go over here to the right hand side of my line. I'm going to click on the point where the line intersects the right hand side of the box, and I'm going to click the bottom of my rectangular box. I'm going to dimension this side to 0.35. I'm going to double click on the front view and bring that back into view. Everything looks good from here, so I'm going to finish my sketch. The next thing I'm going to do is extrude the object. So I'm going to click Extrude again, and I'm going to select the top portion of the rectangle triangular part that I just drew. Right now it's popping out 1 inch, but what I want to do is select Cut. Cut is the second selection here, and it'll remove that whole piece that I just drew. And now I have a wedge. The final thing I want to do to the wedge is place a hole in the back of it. So I need to go up here to my box, and I want to turn it some so I can see the left side of the shape. Next thing I'm going to do is start a new sketch on that left side, and I'm going to choose my point tool from up top. So I select Point. I go down to that part of the box. I'm going to place my point, and I want to make sure that point is perfectly centered on the back of this square. So I'm going to click Dimension from this point to the top of the box. Point, top of box, I want it to be 0.5 inches. And then from the point to the side of the box, I want it to be 0.5 inches. And now that point is perfectly centered. So everything looks good again. I'm going to finish my sketch. And now I want to put a hole through there. So I can do that by clicking the hole choice, and it'll place that hole right on the point that I just placed. Now if you look at my features here, the hole goes 1 inch deep and has a diameter of 0.25 inches. I want to make a couple adjustments here. I want it to actually go 0.75 or 3/4 inch deep, which is your hole depth, and I want the diameter of the hole to be 0.5, which is your diameter. Everything looks good. The hole looks how I would like it, and I click OK. Now, when you click the home view, you will notice you can't see the hole anymore. Well, there's a little trick you can do to make it visible to the naked eye. If you go up to the top and click View, and then click Visual Style, one option is Shaded with Hidden Edges. So I'm going to click that feature, and I can see those hidden features now, which is great. Finally, you need to turn in your assignment. You can do that by clicking on your Start menu, finding your snipping tool, selecting New Snip, and highlight the wedge that you just created. This file can be saved, and then it may be uploaded into our Google Classroom so that you may receive a grade for it. Thank you for watching, and make sure you ask if you have any questions.